Huskie fans, welcome into episode number 2 of NIU Weekly. This fall, I'm Andy Garcia, and we look back at what has happened and what is going to happen this week in Huskie Athletics. It's going to be a fun week. We're going to talk a little football with Thomas Hammock. Tough loss coming off at Tulsa, but getting ready for an exciting game on Saturday at home, Huskie Stadium, 2:30 p.m., taking on an SEC foe in the Vanderbilt Commodores. Hopefully you can be out there. There'll be a lot of ticket specials, a lot going on. Orange Bowl team reunions coming back. Band Day, Family Day. It's coming up this Saturday. So we'll talk some football with head coach Thomas Hammock. Also talk about the 2012 reunion of the Orange Bowl team coming back this Saturday. Looking forward to that. We'll show you a little video about that. That's looking, it's going to be fun to watch and kind of relive what happened back then. And looking forward to that. So that's going to be part of all the festivities on Saturday. You'll see a little bit of that video coming up on NIU Weekly. First things first, so let's take a look back at the week that was for Huskie Athletics. And how about volleyball? Huskies coming off a win at the KC Roos Classic last weekend. The Huskies swept both Kansas City and Wichita State to take the title. Emily Dykes, Frankie Bertucci, Ella Mahasevich all named to the all-tournament team. How about Frankie Bertucci, MAC West Defensive Player of the Week, and Ella Mahasevich, MAC West Setter of the Week. So some nice accolades for volleyball this week, coming off the title in KC, and now getting ready for another week of action. We're going to have the first one on Friday night. They're going to take on Rhode Island Victory Court. Lynette Summons and I will be on ESPN3 for that one. Hopefully you guys can come out at 6 p.m. on Friday night. NIU volleyball taking on Rhode Island. And then Saturday before the football game, come out and see NIU as they play Southern Indiana. That's at 11 a.m. At Victory Court. So free admission to the match with your football ticket. So get out there, support volleyball before you get ready for football on Saturday. And again, we'll have the match on Friday night on ESPN3. Hopefully you can make it out, though, for both matches this weekend. How about golf? The NIU men's and women's golf team opened their fall schedules this week. The women's team was in action at the Redbird Intercollegiate, where they took 4th place, while the men's team opened up at the Badger Invitational, which concluded on Tuesday. Kim Kester's team is back on the road next weekend in Idaho, getting ready for another collegiate tournament there. So looking forward to that. So hopefully women's golf can have a nice weekend in Idaho. Soccer, Huskie men's and women's soccer teams on the road this weekend, with men heading to Western Illinois for a Saturday match, while the women's soccer team is at Chicago State on Sunday. Men dropped a 2-0 decision to UIC on Monday night at home, while the women battled Wisconsin to a 0-0 tie for 2/3 of the match before falling 3-0. So hopefully the women's and men's soccer team can get back on track this week. Of course, the big game coming up, football. Huskies taking on Vanderbilt at Huskie Stadium, and it's time now to talk to Thomas Hammock. The Huskie football team getting ready for an exciting matchup. Coming back home this Saturday, taking on an SEC opponent in the Vanderbilt Commodores. Hopefully you can be out there 2:30 p.m. at Huskie Stadium on Saturdays. We bring in head coach Thomas Hammock. And coach, before we get to Vandy and an exciting one coming up this Saturday, let's just wrap up the tape and finish off the Tulsa game, because we saw a lot of good positive things happening. It came down to 1 or 2 plays. And what did you want your team to learn, and how has practice been so far this week?
Well, I think for us, if we can play the way we played in the second half for 4 quarters, we have a chance to be a really good football team. And I think that's something that I harped on with our players, and I think that's something that they took a hold of. And I think we have to continue to get better with the details of performance, and that starts in the practice field, because some of the things that showed up in the game showed up on the practice field. And so we have to be better as coaches. That starts with me. And then obviously the players got to continue to improve. But really like the way they attacked practice so far this week. And I think these guys will be excited to play against Vanderbilt.
I like what I saw after the game, not the outcome, but what I saw after going off the field, and Rocky Lombardi talking to his offense, talking to his teammates, say, hey, it's one game. We're going to learn from this and move forward. And we've seen that not just from Rocky, from the leadership of this club. Like, hey, it's just one game. Let's get going. We got other games to play.
Yeah, I think, in the game of football, you win or you learn. And I think, obviously, we learned some things about ourselves last week. We were dealt some adversity. We responded. We put ourselves in a position to win the ball game, and we didn't make the play. That's life. I mean, those are the things that football and the game of football teaches you. Now you got to come back and respond. You got to build yourself back up and go fight again. And I think our team, will be ready to play on Saturday, and we're going to try to play our best game of the season against Vanderbilt.
For your defense, still getting turnovers, got another interception on Saturday versus the Golden Hurricane, and continue now. You've talked about that D-line needing to get pressure, needing to get into the backfield. We saw more of that on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think our defense is really starting to figure some things out. They're starting to play better. We had 4 sacks last week. We had 7 tackles for loss. Those are stats we haven't seen in a while. And the thing is, as our offense continues to get better, those guys are not on the field as long. They will start to play better. But we got to win the critical situations. We got to win on third down. I mean, you do a nice job getting them behind the sticks on first and second down, and then you give up a third and long situation. So those are the situations that we have to win and get off the field, and I think that'll make us better as a team.
A couple of names on that D-line that continue to play well, and we are saying their names a lot, getting tackles. Isaiah Green-May, James Esther making some great stops in the middle, Devontae O'Malley, David Rayner, just some of the guys that I've seen step up just to start out this season for the defense.
Yeah, those guys are making plays. I mean, the interception was a hit by James Esther. Those are the things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but it made an impact on the game. And Ray Thomas is playing good on the edge.
Yes.
I mean, so we got guys that are playing well, and we have guys that we can rotate. Damon Taylor had his best game, to date, and Cade Haberman. So we feel like we got guys that are rotating in to keep guys fresh, that allow guys to play their best football for shorter amount of time. And I think that's only going to make us better over the course of the season.
For your offense, it just seemed like that second half, you went up tempo, moved it a little quicker. I know you want to get that run game going. I know that's something that you want to pride yourself on. But as we talked about with Rocky putting the ball up, that nice up tempo got you going in that third quarter. As Mark Lindo said on the radio, you just had to win the third quarter, and you did that, and you put yourself in position in the fourth.
No, I think every year is a new year, right? So this year we may have to pass the ball to set up the run, but I think we have to figure out a way to get our run game going because that helps your complete team. We're doing a nice job offensively on third down, much better than we did a year ago, but we have to be able to get in manageable situations because of our run game. And I think our offensive line and our tight ends got to do a better job because we got the type of backs that can be dynamic if they have some creases to run through. So that's the work. That's the work we got to put in each week to try to figure out a way where we can run the ball a little bit better because our quarterback is playing at a high level. People can say you can miss this guy or that guy, but we're passing the ball better than we did a year ago with more efficiency, higher completion percentage, more touchdowns. So those guys in the passing game are doing their job. Now we got to have some balance and be able to attack people on multiple levels.
Cole Tucker's had a nice season so far. Nice touchdown on Saturday night at Tulsa. What have you seen from your senior wide receiver?
No, I think obviously he has a comfort level with Rocky, and they got a good chemistry going on. He has a great understanding of defense and what they're trying to do, whether it's man or zone or finding the soft spots in the defense. And Rocky knows where he's going to be. So, he stepped up big time. Casper really stepped up. We just got to get consistency each and every single week. And unfortunately, we had some penalties. I mean, we had 2 procedure penalties by wide receivers. I mean, those things shouldn't happen. So we got to clean those things up so we can stay ahead of the sticks. And over the first 2 weeks, every time we've gotten a penalty, it's been after an explosive type play. So that sets you back twofold. So we got to clean up the penalties. We got to be more efficient and effective in the run game. And then obviously keep finding ways to let Rocky do his thing in the passing game.
Special teams, again, been big the first 2 games. That onside kick, Thomas, I thought it was a perfect time for it. Tulsa wasn't ready for it. And how about John Richardson able to just a perfect little chip kick there, able to grab it and, again, got your offense going again. And we saw how field goals and muff punts, everything in special teams has come up the first 2 weeks.
No, our special teams are playing special. Coach Nick McKissick-Luke is doing a great job with those units. And guys are really buying into doing their job. They playing with great effort, great physicality, and that becomes noticeable on tape. And opponents got to make sure they game plan for our special teams. So I think if we continue to go on special teams, we understand that's a big third of the game. And then obviously if defense improves and our run game improves, I think this team has the ability to continue to improve as the season goes along with our ability of getting guys back healthy as we get going, which makes us stronger for the long haul.
Let's talk about Vanderbilt. The Commodores, 2-1 out of the SEC, only the second SEC team to come into Huskie Stadium, coming in on Saturday. What do we see? What can we expect from the Commodores on Saturday?
Yeah, dynamic offense. It starts with the quarterback, number 5. He's an explosive playmaker. And then they got a running back, number 2, who breaks tackles. He runs hard. And then they got a true freshman wide receiver, number 16. Those 3 guys are really difference maker type players for their offense. And they're going to try to feature those guys and give those guys the ball in as many different ways as they can. So we got to have great discipline, play with great fundamentals and techniques, and be sound on defense and not give up explosive plays. I think those are the things that's going to allow us to play good on defense. And then obviously their defensive front is good. They'll mix it with a 4-down and a 3-down front, and then they'll try to mix and match coverages behind it, whether it's bringing pressure or dropping 8, depending on situations. So, we gotta be on top of our A game to play our best football, to give ourselves a chance to win this game on Saturday.
You mentioned Mike Wright, number 5, their quarterback, 6 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns, and their running back Ray Davis, number 2, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. And again, they've got the weapons. And hearing from the defense so far this week, it's talking about eye discipline, right? Keeping your eye on what you need to do. It just seems like that's important when you got Mike Wright, who not just can pass the ball, but also can run it, and they've got some special weapons.
No, I mean, they do a lot of things from an offensive perspective where they try to give you eye candy with shifts and motions and fly sweeps and orbit motions to try to get guys looking at different things. And so we have to have great discipline with our eyes and our details to make sure that everybody's doing their 111 so we can play team defense and try to minimize this offense.
Hopefully a big crowd out of Huskie Stadium, too. I know there's a lot of discounts. There's a lot of fans coming out. Family Day, Fan Day. We're going to talk about the Orange Bowl reunion coming up, but it'd be great to have a fantastic atmosphere, something we saw just like 2 weekends ago, East versus Eastern Illinois.
No, I think, I think that the home crowd is a big deal. It helps us play with energy. It helps us play with emotion. And I think the bigger the crowd, the better we'll play. And I think we want to make our home crowd proud with our effort and our energy and our physicality. And I think our kids will be excited to play in front of them.
You were at Wisconsin back in 2012 when they had the special season when the Huskies went to the Orange Bowl and won the MAC championship. Just your thoughts as you've seen a lot of the flashbacks and what happened 10 years ago and your thoughts of being an alum and seeing this football team go to the Orange Bowl.
No, I remember, obviously Madison is not too far away. So I always kept an eye on the Huskies, but just a dominating team in all aspects. Offensively, they could put up 40, 50, 60 points a game. And defensively, they held people to, 20 points, 20, 24 points. And then you see some scores, maybe, 51 to 24. I mean, it's just a dominating it was a dominating team. And obviously they had some schemes that was ahead of their time during that time with the quarterback run game and pushing the ball down the field. And they had tremendous athletes. So certainly it's an honor for those guys to be coming back and having being honored for a team that went to the Orange Bowl. Obviously, those things bring great pride to NIU and NIU football.
Looking forward to this Saturday. Huskies taking on Vanderbilt, 2:30 p.m. at Huskie Stadium. Hope you guys can get out there. Coach, appreciate the time. I'll see you on Saturday.
Appreciate it. Go Huskies.
Of course, the Orange Bowl time brings back great memories, and you can see those clips on YouTube and social media throughout the week. In addition, we talked to some of those players that played that season, played in that MAC championship game. Watch this look back at the highlights and what they remember from the double overtime MAC championship game that earned the Huskies the Orange Bowl bid.
there was never any hope for NIU to go to BCS Bowl. There was no pressure on us. I kind of liked the spot we were at.
Two ranked teams for the MAC championship. Jordan Lynch, the MAC Player of the Year in his first year as the Northern Illinois quarterback.
We were hungry. We had a chip on our shoulder, and we knew we can go in there and win.
You know, underdogs just keep going out there and doing our thing.
Archer's going to get it and wrestle down in the backfield for a loss. Ken Bishop drops Archer to force fourth down.
I remember King Daniels kind of taking over. He started running the ball really hard and probably getting like 8 yards a pop, 9 yards a pop. We said it like everything. I just remember everybody was telling like keep giving the King the ball.
Here's your big third down.
Lynch straight ahead. First down and more for the Huskies.
We were up 14, I believe, in the fourth quarter, and we tried to blow it. You know, to be honest with you, I fumbled an exchange. It was just like they scored. I fumbled an exchange on a handoff. They picked it up, and I just remember that being like slow motion. I was on my knees, just watching them run.
Fumble picked up by Kent State. Touchdown! Zach Hitchens into the end zone.
What a game that was. Just the overtime and everything, that was amazing.
Matthew Sims from 40 yards. He got it. On to the second overtime.
We stayed the course. We kept chipping away, and we come up with a big drive.
Lynch dives for the touchdown.
We end up, sealing the deal, and defense got a huge stop at the end of the game.
Keith rolling, throwing, intercepted. The Northern Illinois Huskies win their second straight MAC championship. How high can the Huskies climb? Do they have a shot to be a BCS headline?
That Orange Bowl was such a great time on campus. I remember the pep rally, the NIU Convocation Center, when they turned the combo orange. That was outstanding. The Orange Bowl reps came on campus, handed out stickers and more in the buses, the student buses. How about them? All getting down to Miami. NIU filled 26 buses with 1,300 students who came to the game, and we're in the stadium. You could feel it. It was a great atmosphere down in Miami for the Orange Bowl. NIU's doing great stuff, something cool for those who made that trek, either on the buses, by plane, or any way. They're offering a special discount for East Side tickets for the game. Go to niuhuskies.com/tickets. I was there. Hopefully you were too, and that's part of the promo code. You'll see more of that. niuhuskies.com. Special discount tickets if you were there with us in Miami for the Orange Bowl. All right, great to talk to you this week. And then don't forget, we got some football coming up. We got volleyball coming up. But we got some great stuff happening. Schedule some tickets. Go on to niuhuskies.com. Also, don't forget, subscribe to this page, NIU Athletics, the YouTube page, all the different videos and highlights. A lot more coming up right here on this NIU Athletics YouTube page. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next week for NIU Weekly, go Huskies, and let's get some wins this week.